What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another banner review for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. I bet I messed you up by switching that up there. I bet you guys were thinking. Anyway, we're going to be talking about Regina today. I'm having a great day. We're going to be talking about Regina, the, automaton, robo lady, shooting out missiles, doing a lot of damage with her LB, and I'm going to explain why she's so good and why you may want to get her if you want to. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so before we get into this banner review, I just want to spread some positivity. I'm having a great day. We're going to be streaming a long time today. We're not going hard on Regina. We might pull a little bit, but we're not going too insane. But overall, I've been seeing some negativity out there. Item World's gone. That pisses me off too. We had some errors earlier today. I was sleeping, but hey, some people weren't. And, I know that can make you feel bad. You get some bad pulls. It doesn't make you feel good. Step away from the FFBE. Go do something else. Get a smile on your face. Don't let this game hold that value over you, or that power, I mean. And, when it does bring you good vibes, that's great. If not, try to spread the positivity. I've been seeing a lot of people upset out there today, and I don't want that. I don't want this game to do that to you. I want you to have fun. So try to do that the best you can. Looking at this banner, we have a couple of TMRs here in Amber and Vesvias we want to look at. Amber is going to have a TMR, Fatal Knuckles. Going to be pretty much best in slot for a lot of the monk users out there. Like Sabin is one of the top tier damage dealers in the game right now. This is going to be great on him. Any monk out there, true double hand, fist weapon, high attack stat. It's going to be great. So if you're looking to be using a monk and doing monk damage, or somebody that specializes in using fist weapons, you're going to want to pick up Amber's TMR, because it's a very strong TMR. Because it's only TMR. And then we have another TMR that's almost on STMR level here, and Nutkin Hairpin. And it is going to give you guys Magic 40 and Magic 40%. I am only pulling on this banner for that. It is absolutely insane. It is so good. I would do my best if you guys want to use some magic damage, and you probably are in the future, even if you aren't right now. I'd be trying to pick up one of these because it's incredible. Last but not least, of course, we're going to talk about the big mama herself, Regina. She's a physical attacker. She's going to be somebody that you guys are going to finish with, right? Her LB is pretty much what she does. She does have a little bit of a damage dealing move she does in between called Regina Cannon. But other than that, her LB just hits so hard. She powers it up so much through her other abilities. We pentacast abilities. Well, I'll show you in a minute. And then we finish with her LB and we rinse and repeat. It's just going to be a cast 5 abilities, LB. Cast 5 abilities, LB. That is going to be Regina in a nutshell. So very easy to understand and use. And she's going to be a finisher. So you're going to need some kind of chain to cap off. Now, you can still use her and do massive amounts of damage without a chain, but we all know using a chain does a lot more damage. Looking at the TMR here, we have Power Amplifier. It's going to be a hat. Attack 40, Defense 25, Spirit 25, and we have Gunslinger. Increase attack 30% when equipped with a gun. This is a very, good TMR. I mean, we have a little bit of a niche use here with the gun slinger, but we have attack 40, defense 25, spirit 25 on a hat piece. Nothing to be too sad about there. Moving on to the STMR, Battle Intelligence. It's an incredible STMR. Attack 60%, and then you get increased physical damage against demons, machines, and fairies. What else is there to say? This is the killer ability, but way better. We always love our killer abilities. This has got 3 of them packed into one. Even if you're just using one of these, like, I need Demon Killer. Throw this on, and then you get an extra 60% attack instead of just using normal Demon Killer, right? Which is pretty nice. Moving on down, again, I've talked about how Regina works already. It's pretty simple. I mean, these are all of her moves that she has. I got to scroll down a little bit to show them all. But we hit filter here. She gets an ability at 6-star level 100. Now, how powerful is she at 6-star? She can still do a lot of damage, but she's not going to be able to pump it out like she normally would, especially against anything any of these killers work for. But she can cast any of these abilities that you see here that are lit up 5 times. Like, she pentacast. However, she cannot pick an ability more than once. She must pick different abilities. So we can't be reboot command, reboot command, reboot command. You can't do that. You have to go reboot command, anti-machine, blah, 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 till you get to 5, okay? And that's what she's going to be doing here. That's her whole point of what her kit is. If we look at each of these abilities, especially these coming at 7-star, we see that we get 150% killer abilities versus a fairy or a demon or a machine. On top of the fact, giving her 25 to her LB gauge and giving Regina Cannon a modifier up of 5 times multiplier. So a lot of these are going to kind of follow that same gauge. They're going to do something, then they're going to increase your LB gauge by 25 because you're going to need a lot of LB gauge to get off her LB, but we're going to be able to do that. And I think we need 100. If we look down here, we do need 100, and 4 of these abilities we're going to cast every turn is going to give us 25, so it's going to give us our LB, and then we're going to finish it off with Regina Cannon. This is going to be our main damage dealing ability. So, you can just pick and choose whichever ones you want. Once we get into where we're actually the next turn after an LB cast, you'll see that we have to change it up a little bit. But these abilities right here are just going to put up Regina Cannon and then give you some killer abilities, some massive ones there. We can see we can get an HP barrier if we want. Still putting up Regina Cannon. We can put up our defense and spirit or our attack and magic if we would like by 150%. Master Order cannot be cast in this, and I don't think you're using it in almost all cases. Strictly just due to it kind of screws with the whole thing we're trying to do here. We actually have another one that can negate 3 physical damage taken for 2 turns to caster and increase the gauge here. And then again, like I said, once you figure out what you guys want to be casting, we have a couple of cooldowns we'll talk about too. You just cast Regina Cannon at the end. So you pick 4 of these, whichever 4 you want, cast Regina Cannon. Physical damage 1 times with ignore defense 50% to 1 enemy. The reason it's a 1 times is because, again, every one of these increases the modifier of Regina Cannon. She actually does some good damage with Regina Cannon. It is still 1 hit. It's not like a chaining or anything. And increases LB damage 120% for 2 turns, cannot be dispelled. This is very important. This is how she gets her big LB damage, even on top of how strong her LB is anyway, alright? So we're going to move on down. Power Generator. This is going to be, she has 2 cooldowns abilities. They both can be used on turn 1. They both can be Pentacast with Pentatactics. But they have a 4-turn cooldown, okay? First one's going to increase her attack, magic, defense, and spirit by 250% for 2 turns. That's massive. And then give a 10 times modifier to the Regina Cannon. The next one's going to auto-revive Regina, 100% HP, and then give it 10 times as well. So if you need to have an auto-revive on her, you can cast Kana's system if you would like. The other one she has right here that we didn't talk about is Reboot Command. Cure attack, defense, magic, and spirit break to caster. This is going to be important later on. And increase modifier 8 times, which I do believe is the most powerful one besides cooldown abilities that she has. So you might just want to be casting this always just to get that 8 times modifier increase, you know. But you will be casting it anyway because of her LB. We'll get into that in a minute. Moving on down, we're going to look at our passes, which is also very, very little, very small. Enemy radar. Increase attack 30%, increase resist to blind, decrease chance of being targeted 50%. Love it. For a damage dealer, that's the one of the bigger drawbacks of Regina. She isn't that tanky. We'll look over this. She really doesn't. She gets like HP 20%. She gets no defense and spirit mods here. She's not the tankiest thing in the world, okay? That's going to be one of our first drawbacks we're going to see here. She's not the tankiest thing in the world, okay? So the chance of not being targeted is going to be very important. But she does get a lot of attack. Increase attack, resist the sleep. Increase attack, and accuracy when single wielding any weapon. So she is going to be a true double-hander, it looks like. True double hand. God dang it. I almost messed that up with true dual wield. True double hand. You want to put one weapon in both hands. Increase attack 30%. Increase resist to confuse. So we have confuse, sleep, and blind. We're missing paralyze and petrify. If we have our TMR or STMR equipped, because that is changed now when it comes to global, increase attack 50%. We get 100 more single wielding any weapon. So we have 150% going into battle, but pre-combat without anything equipped. True double hand, which is going to be great. And we get paralyze and petrify resist. So she was resist to everything you need to be resist to. Confuse, paralyze, petrify. Those are the 3 major ones. And then sleep and blind are kind of bad, but she has all those covered. So as long as you have her TMR equipped, that hairpin, which you're going to have, she's going to be good to that. And she increases resist to stop, which is going to be extremely important as we move on. She does get a little bit of HP, but again, her defensive stats really aren't that high. She's a little squish. And then she has increased physical damage against fairies by 75%. She hates those fairies and recover 10 MP every turn. She is going to be casting 5 abilities every turn. She is going to need an MP battery, it looks like. Moving on down, this is the thing we were talking about, her big LB damage. We definitely want to max it out if we're using her. It is a 23 hit chaining skill. You want to weave it into the end of a chain, essentially. Physical damage 16 times with ignore defense 50%. Going to give us a 32 times modifier on this bad boy. All enemies, it's AoE, which is important because a lot of the bosses out here, normally there are 2 people. Take them on both at the same time. Decrease attack, defense, magic, and spirit 200% for herself. Okay, so she's actually just gonna like hurt herself. So she goes off and then she like a machine. She's like big explosion and then she breaks down, right? And then she inflicts stop 100% to herself for 3 turns, but she has stop resist right here in her TMR ability. So you're good there. You have that covered. Again, going back to her abilities, cure attack, magic, defense, and spirit break to caster. So you have that covered. So on the turn 1, you don't really need to be casting this unless you really want that 8 times modifier. But you can cast, whatever kind of, I don't know how to put this, whatever kind of combo you want here, but, and then it's going to give her her LB, right? Because it's only 100, well, only 100, but that's because of her kit. Use 4 abilities to give 25, that's 100. Turn 2, use her LB, she breaks down. She doesn't get stopped because she has stop resist, right? Then you come back in here and you make sure you are always casting reboot command. That way we get rid of the attack, defense, magic, and spirit break on her. And then you cast whatever you want. Next turn, LB. Do the same thing. This plus 3 others plus Regina Cannon, LB. Really simple unit with very, very good power. What are the drawbacks of Regina then? She seems very simple, easy to use. People out there should be able to master her in no time. What's the drawback? Because she is outputting massive damage in scenarios, and she can get on fixed dice damage right now. Fixed dice is still out there running amok. You really, you know, she has the whole gun mastery thing going for her. You want to put a gun in her hand. LB damage up is insane. CG Jake is a great STMR for her to be having on her in her kit. Fixed dice is also going to be a good option for you guys. So she's going to do massive damage, very easy to use. What are her drawbacks? Well, if you looked, she has no imperil. She has no way to imperil. She's going to have to get that from somebody outside. She has no imbue. So essentially, either you use the gun that we talked about that has, I think it's fire attached to it from the Deus Ex event, or you have to find an outside imbue as well. She also has to have MP. It looks like she's going to be costing a lot of MP because she's going to be pentacasting these abilities every other turn. She's going to need some kind of MP regeneration to help her there, and she is very squishy. From the Japanese side, talking to people, you know, we're used to Esther, we're used to Xeno right now being very, very tanky. Regina's not going to be that. She's going to be very squish. Well, you know, I'm saying very squish in the sense of not what we're used to. She's going to be much more squish than we were before, so maybe your builds need to be more around, maybe making her a little bit more tanky and sacrificing a little attack if you would like to be able to use her. But yeah, those are her negatives. Those are her positives. Very, very strong finisher, but, you know, we have a little bit of things. She needs a lot of support to get her exactly where she wants to be, but after she gets there, she's going to be great. Alright guys, so what do I think of this banner in a nutshell? It's a very good banner. We have some good TMRs. We have a great magic TMR to be grabbing there. We have Regina, one of the best, strongest units in the game, especially if you can give her all of those support things she needs. She's very simple. Why am I not interested in her? One, I have Esther, I have Xeno. I like those units much better than I like Regina. Personally, I feel like Regina is kind of a bland unit. She's cool because you can pentacast all these different abilities, but it's pretty much you rinse and repeat the same abilities over and over, and that's all she does. She's a one-trick pony, and that's cool because she does a lot of damage, right? Like, a lot of people may like that. I'm also not into, like, the machine kind of thing. I've never really liked that too much. You know, I like more fantasy, superhero kind of things like that, but it's fine. Like, if you like this, that's cool too. But that's why I'm not really going hard for Regina. That's why I wanted to say it. For the people out there who are or thinking about it and you already have Esther or Xeno and you're like, well, do I need to pull for this? Am I being power crept? You can skip Regina without a worry. The only thing I would say about pulling on this banner would be for that 4-star TMR for Magic. But if you're all good on your Magic equipment, you guys can sit back and relax and waiting for the other banners coming out, which I do believe Aerith and CG Charlotte have to be across the horizon. Aerith being, you guys know her from Final Fantasy VII, being an extremely powerful white mage, coming very, very top tier white mage, and then CG Charlotte becoming the new advanced magic cover tank, beautiful unit. I'm going hard for her 100%. I'm getting 7-star CG Charlotte. And then we also have the 3rd year anniversary coming up, so you kind of have to worry about your Lapis. And moving forward in this game, every unit coming out is going to be, like, really baller. Like, I'm just telling you guys that right now. There's going to be a banner coming out with CG Bartz on it that has a better enhanced Lena on it as well. She's going to be like the top tier white mage when she comes out, and Bartz is going to be the top tier DPS. So that's kind of a banner you can wait on. It'll be a while, but if you're really wanting to, you know, save everything, save your acorns, and get in there and get massive value, that's going to be another one of those banners like Esther and Sylvie were when they came out. So I hope this video helped you guys out with if you should pull. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Comment down below how you feel about Regina and if you're pulling for her, and then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.